Good morning, students. We are done with the Jainism religion and now we have to start the Buddhism religion. Buddhism religion was a midway between Hinduism and Jainism and it was founded by Gautam Buddha. Let's know about Gautam Buddha, that who was he. Gautam Buddha was the founder of the Buddhism. He belonged to the Kshatriya clan of Sakya. According to one legend, he was born in 563 BC at Lumbini near Kapilavastu in Nepal. His childhood name was Siddharth and his father Shuddhodana was the ruler of Kapilavastu. Like Mahavira, he was also interested in spiritual pursuits. All the royal luxuries in which Gautama lived had no effect on him, and he was married at a young age to a princess called Yashodhana and had a son named Rahul. This is all about Gautam Buddha. And now there was a site in his life which is known as four great sites, and this incident is also known as the Great Renunciation. The Great Renunciation. Once Gautama's charioteer was driving him through the town. The appearance of an old man bent with age moved Gautama. Again, the sight of a sick man groaning with pain was pathetic. The dead body of a man being carried for cremation made Gautama think about man's destiny. Then he was consoled when he saw an ascetic in search of salvation. These sites are known as the four great sites. Gautama left home, his wife, and the child in order to find a solution. This event is known as Mahabashkarmana or the Great Renunciation. Now, enlightenment. After leaving home in search of truth, Gautama wandered from place to place. For some time, he studied under renowned teachers of Rajagira and then went to Gaya. He preached severe penance and led a life of extreme austerity. Finally, at the age of 35, Gautama attained enlightenment at Bodh Gaya in Bihar. From then onwards, he began to be called the Buddha or the Enlightened One. Now, Dharam Chakra Parivartana. At the place where Buddha got enlightenment, a temple known as Mahabodhi temple was constructed later. The peepal tree is now referred to as the Mahabodhi tree. Buddha was also called the Tathagat or the founder of the truth. After the enlightenment, he embarked on preaching his religion. He delivered his first sermon at the deer park in Sarnath near Varanasi in the presence of the ascetics. This event in history is known as the Dharam Chakra Parivartana or the turning of the wheel of a sacred law. Now, Gautam Buddha in the last years went to the Kushinagar, which is near Gorakhpur district in UP. He obtained Mahaparinama at the age of 80 in 483 BC at Kushinagar, and his disciples took his sacred remains to 8 different places where huge mounds called stupas were erected. Now, teachings of Buddhism. Now, what was Buddha's attitude towards God? Buddha did not believe in the existence of God. He was always silent about the existence of God. Though he never denied it, but still he didn't say anything about the existence of God. Now, code of conduct for Buddhists. First is not to tell a lie, means if someone is following the Buddhism, he should not lie in his lifetime. Not to own property means nobody should go for materialistic approach. Number 3 is not to consume alcoholic drinks, means one should not take alcohol in his lifetime. Not to commit violence means you should not harm anyone or you should not kill anyone. Number 5 is not to indulge in corrupt practices, means you should not do any corrupt practices in his lifetime. Number 1 is karma theory. Buddhism believed in the theory of karma. That means Buddhism said that man is the maker of his destiny and it believed in rebirth. Number 2 is stress on morality. Buddha insisted on a life based on good actions. Next is nirvana. The ultimate goal of life is to attain nirvana or salvation. Next is universal brotherhood, means Buddha preached universal brotherhood of mankind. He wanted that people to live in peace, setting aside all their differences. Next is no faith in rituals and sacrifices. Buddha said that yajnas cannot change a man's destiny. Sacrifices and rituals are empty rituals. Ahimsa, Mahavira, like Mahavira, Buddha also attached importance to sanctity of life and followed the path of non-violence. Now, organizations of Buddhism. The Sangha. The organization for teaching of Buddhism came to be known as the Sangha, means the organization which was teaching about the Buddhism religion. That organization was known as the name of Sangha. And what was the membership of the Sangha? The members of the monastic order were called bhikshuns and bhikshunis, means the members who were living in an organization, they were called as monks and nuns. They were required to renounce the world before joining the sangha, and the minimum age was 15 years during Buddha's time. The members had to take the oath, and that oath was Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharman Sharanam Gacchami, and Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. That means I take shelter under Buddha, I take shelter under religion, I take shelter under the Sangha. The followers had to undergo training for 10 years. Now, 10 commandments. The members had to lead a life based on discipline, and they had to follow the 10 commandments. And these 10 commandments were to speak the truth, to abide by brahmacharya, means they will not get married, not to harm creatures, means they will not harm any of the creature, means birds, animals, anyone. Not to own property, to shun music and dancing. It was totally restricted for them that they do not hear music and they cannot dance. To take meals only at fixed times, not to use intoxicants, not to use scented goods, not to sleep on cushions, not to keep money. These were the 10 commandments. When they joined the Sangha, they had to take these 10 commandments, and it was very important for all the members. Now, what were the viharas? The bhikshus and the bhikshunis were required to roam about in different parts of the country for 8 months of the year, and they had to sleep in viharas. These viharas were like rest houses or monasteries which had separate sections for men and women. Special rules were framed for the bhikshunis. This was done to ensure discipline in the viharas. Viharas were like rest houses, and these rules and regulations were made just to create discipline in the viharas. Now, sections of Buddhism. As we have discussed in Jainism, there were two sections in Jainism. In Buddhism also there were two sections. First is Hinayana. Hinayana stood for following the doctrine of Buddha in letter and spirit. It denied the existence of God. Hinayana holds that the Eightfold Path is the only means of salvation, and they shunned idol worship and does not believe that Buddha was God. Buddha was regarded as the human being who attained enlightenment and nirvana through his own efforts. And Pali was used by the followers of Hinayana group. This is all about Hinayana. Buddhist scholars like Nagarjuna and Asanga founded the Mahayana section. They wrote their scriptures in Sanskrit. Kanishka was a follower of Mahayana. The followers of these sections are found in northwestern parts of India, Southeast Asian countries, China, and Japan. Now, impact of Buddhism. Now, impact of Buddhism. Its impact was on art, religion, culture, and social life, and in the following respects, like ahimsa, doctrine of ahimsa became a weapon against the ills in the society, and after the rise of the Buddhism, animal protection became a new culture. Influence on religious life. Buddhism provided a challenge to Hinduism. There soon started a reform movement within Hinduism. Influence on social life of the people. Buddhism fostered intellectual tradition and exposed the weaknesses in our society. And what was the political impact? The republics of Sakyas, Vajis and Malas embraced Buddhism. Cultural impact: Buddhism spread far and wide in Southeast Asia, China, and Sri Lanka. And language and literature: Buddhism made valuable contribution to the field of language and literature. A vast and varied culture of literature was produced in the language of the masses. Art and architecture: Buddhism made immense contribution to the evolution of art and architecture. Stupas, chaityas, viharas, and rock cut cave temples were their unique contribution. Decline of Buddhism. Split in Buddhism: the division of Buddhism into Hinayana and Mahayana sections brought about many changes in Buddhism. Second, language: Buddha preached in the teachings in the Pali, and after his death, Sanskrit, the language of the upper classes, also came to be adopted. There was corruption in the Sangha. The bhikshuns and the bhikshunis, they started living a luxurious life which was against this religion. Reforms in Hinduism: reform movement in Hinduism started with full vigor once the appeal of new religions vanished. Invasion: from the 8th century AD, the Turkish invasions dealt a blow to Buddhism. End of royal patronage: Rajput rulers were warlike and could not follow the policy of the Ahimsa. Now, what was the comparison between the Jainism and Buddhism? There were some similarities between these two religions because both the religions followed the Ahimsa, both did not accept the Vedas, non-violence was their creed. Monks and nuns of Buddhism and Jainism had to renounce the family life and the world. They had to lead a life of chastity. So, students, this is all about this chapter. I'll be sending you the short questions and structured questions. You have to do it yourself. This is like your homework.